A very warm welcome to the channel. China does have a bad reputation related to things made in China. And this all comes, as sure some of you do remember, from the early part of modern China, where if you bought a cheap Chinese toy, like a police car, for example, a toy car, it would break. And your father would possibly have said, made in China? I remember those days that I used to get a toy car, it was plastic, and then you would play with it. It may go down the stairs and the wheel fell off. While the products like Matchbox, I don't know which country they do come from, your toy car could fly down the stairs and it may have some scratches, but the wheels would stay on. And that was the quality before. But nowadays, a lot of Chinese companies do make some really good products. And I would like to show some that I use on a daily basis. One is here. This is a company in Shenzhen called Insta, and they make these really good cameras. I've been using this for a year and a half. It's solid and it's reliable. It's convenient to use. Now, this isn't the CCP. This is a Chinese private company that may have a CCP official in there making a good quality product for people who make videos like myself. And it's a really good camera. I like it a lot. Another one that I have that I bought quite recently is this. This is a DJI drone. It cost under $200 and it flies in 4K really well, and it's easy to use. So there are some companies in China who are breaking away from the tradition of the made in China product, which is a good thing. And most people who fly drones would use a DJI because they are the top in the world. Another one that we own is a motorbike, not my Honda, which I've shown you many times before, but it's my partner's motorbike called Benelli or Benelli or whatever. Benelli is a Italian company, but it was bought out by a Shanghai company, and they do produce motorbikes. And the motorbike that my girlfriend has is about 1,600 American dollars. 2.5 years, no problem at all. We call it our workhorse because we can do a lot of the shopping on that motorbike and we can pile up quite a lot of it. It's a 125cc motorbike and it's fine, it works well. So this is the good thing about China, that there are some great companies, not state-owned companies, some great private companies who do produce world quality top products. But at the other end of the spectrum, you may go to Dollar Land, or in England, Pound Land, or in other places, Miniso, where they are sold really cheaply, and a lot of the time the quality is, well, pretty pants. But you know you're going into a shop where it costs £1 to buy something or $1 to buy something, so you don't expect it to be good quality with that. But occasionally you can actually pick up a bargain. Example, I have a Minions cup from Miniso, similar to this cup here, and it's fine. I think it costs maybe a couple of dollars and it's a really good cup. The same as these ones I think I bought from a low-cost store in Thailand, in Bangkok, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. The quality is there. But there are still some that may sell on a website in America called Temu, or in China it's called Pidodo, same company, where they do sell things incredibly cheap. Some do actually work. There's many reviewers who actually would check out a 3D printer that they bought on Temu, a Chinese company, and it works relatively okay. How long it lasts, that's another thing entirely. We do want products that last a long time. Like my camera, I've had it for a year and a half. I've had no problems with it. I find it better than the GoPro camera that I used to use. I still have, but I find it just more convenient, and it has more things there that makes video vlogging better. So the brainstorm behind some of these products is the same as you could say in Japan, in South Korea, America, and England. And again, not related to the CCP, and they do really well, and they're multi-billion-dollar companies. The thing that does sort of like upset me is the fake propaganda. I've been watching some videos related to Goebbels, I think his name was, during World War II, the Minister of Propaganda, and how he manipulated a whole country for the German side, the German good, how it can rule Europe. And the CCP, they sort of do this. They would say, we have alleviated absolute poverty in a country of 1.4 billion. And they're so blind to actually see this that they haven't. And Western media, YouTube vloggers like myself, can find these videos where you can see a village maybe in Guangdong province, which is very close to Hong Kong, which is meant to be the richest province, but you can still find over 10,000 villages that live in, yes, extreme poverty. And some of these villages, they don't have running water. They won't have electricity. Now, if you compare this to some extreme places in other countries around the world, they do have the electricity and they do have the water. So when they do lies like that, or the transparency of COVID in China, and they don't tell us the outcome, this is the CCP. So how does the average person, you could say, live in China? Do they like the CCP? Has it benefited them in some aspects? Well, I think people just get on with their lives and they just don't really talk about it, don't really care about it. They go to school, they go to university, they possibly can get a good job, they can buy a house, they can get a car, they can raise a family. The same as in the United States, and we all have hurdles and we all have bumps in the road. In China, the bumps in the road is the red tape and the Red Communist Party, who seem to not really care so much about the citizens, but more about the propaganda of themselves and saying we are the best government in the world and the leader Xi Jinping is an absolute god. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say here is that there are some great companies in China, privately owned, that do make some really good world-class products, which I've shown you here. But they're held back in some way by the Communist Party promoting communism, promoting a one leader for life boss of the country, and how they will always put America down, saying with the technology and other things. And this thing with Red Note, or My Little Red Book, where now you could before quite easily, but now with Red Note you can talk with regular people in China, but you're not talking to the government, which are not transparent and try to dictate away this. Now, the infrastructure has improved dramatically, the high-speed trains, but not very efficient according to cost. So business, the high-speed train in China is like 900 billion. That's close to $1 trillion in debt. That the system hasn't worked as well as it has in Spain or in Europe or in Japan, where these train companies do make money. But in China, they are losing money fast. But for the average citizen who may use it, who can afford to use it, then they possibly don't really care about it, and taking the advantage that it's available now, but it may not be available tomorrow in that kind of respect. So your points of view, your comments, your agreements, your disagreements in a very unbiased way. And what do you think of things that maybe you have that you love, which are made in China, maybe some things that you have which are awful, made in China? What do you think of the propaganda when they keep on saying that China has alleviated absolute poverty, when it's a downright lie, where you can go on Twitter and find videos constantly of the poverty in China and then compare them to other places around the world? It's sort of interesting to cover, and I hope you will like, subscribe and share this video and this channel to your friends. God bless to all. Thank you very much for your time. I will wish you a happy day. Bye-bye for now. Thanks.